Today would have been Mona's and my 23rd wedding anniversary. Why did I mess up 3 years ago? I never meant to hurt Mona. I will never forget the look on her face when she saw me making love to Sheila. I have been trying to talk to her for the past 3 years. I wanted to tell her how sorry I am, but she refused to talk to me. I asked Abigail to talk to Mona, but she won't have anything to do with me either. Maxwell and I are still friends, but he wants to stay out of it. I want to tell him so bad the truth about Sheila's and my relationship. However, Sheila has threatened to take my daughters away if I ever reveal the truth. My daughters are all I have left that make my life full. I hope one day I will once again be able to include Mona in my life. How did I allow myself to get caught up with Sheila? I never loved her. Why is it that when men hit a midlife crisis, it's their excuse to commit infidelity with a younger woman? I was never physically attracted to Sheila. She was like a daughter to me. However, that one night is when I saw Sheila in a whole new light. I saw an alluring woman who wanted and needed me. When she kissed me, my manhood ended up being my brain. During those days, Mona and I worked long hours with very little free time for each other. Our sex life was suffering, especially with the loss of Mona's closest friend, Kathleen, Sheila's mother. It was a week after Sheila's birthday and a few days after her mother's funeral. Tom took his ass out of town. He knew his daughter needed him, but he didn't give a damn. Mona was at church, and Sheila was staying with us while her father was out of town. I heard Sheila crying in her room when I went upstairs to retrieve a book. I knocked on her room door, which was cracked open. She was laying on her bed, in her robe, looking at a photo album. On the open page was a picture of her mother and her at the carnival. She told me that day was one of the happiest days with her mother. I walked over, and she sat up and asked me to have a seat on the bed. She began telling me about that day. Before I knew it, she began to cry, saying she had nobody left in her life. I assured her that Mona and I will always be there for her. I ended up giving her a compassionate hug. She slowly lifted her head up, and our eyes met. I no longer saw the little girl I once knew, from her first day of kindergarten, or when I showed her how to ride a bike, because Tom was always too damn busy. I saw a young lady who had transformed into a woman right before my eyes. I had strong feelings coming from my manhood, so I got up to go back downstairs. Sheila stood up and dropped her robe to the floor. She was standing in front of me, stark naked. Sheila is not as beautiful and sexy as my wife. In fact, she is short and slightly plump. However, at that moment, it did not matter. She was a woman offering herself to me. I was shocked at first and politely refused the offer, but she kissed me. While unzipping my pants, I could not resist. I had not made love to my wife in weeks, and I needed the release. Therefore it happened.